Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Becoming Professionally Famous Online, Season 3, Episode number 9. It is completely crazy and insane. Let me see if I can get that light away. Okay, awesome. So today on our live, what I'm going to be sharing with you is my personal opinion on, well, we talked about launches last week and the launch timeline and how that all works. So this week, what I really wanted to be sharing with you is around, okay, you've got your launch down, that's great. What do we do, or how do we get our course or offer ready for sale? And when should you start creating it? Should you create it first and all of that type of thing? So what's really funny, I've just got off the back of a 1 hour 45 minute or 1 hour 50 minute coaching call with some clients of mine. And we were talking about putting free things out there. We were talking about advertising, essentially what we're talking about today, but in a advertising perspective. Good morning, Gerda. Nice to see you. So morning, Catherine. One of the big things I think that so many people have brain blockages around or challenges around is, okay, I've got to go and create this course and I've got to do all this thing and I've got to get it recorded. I've got to get the PDFs ready. I've got to go get a membership site built. Thanks, Gerda. Thank you. I've got to go and have all of this done. I've got to have the downloads ready, the transcripts ready, the audio done. And I mean, to me, if you are going to go and create, we'll talk about an online course as an example, you could go and have it all pre-recorded, go and spend all of the time doing that, and it might take you a good solid month with probably not having many other things available in your calendar while you're doing that, right? You've got to get everything done, the slides done, like the whole kit and caboodle. So you could spend a good month going and creating all of this, getting the emails ready, getting the group ready, getting everything done, all of that infrastructure done. But what if no one buys it? What if you can't sell it? What if you go and do all of this stuff, all of this work, all of this prep work, and it misses the mark? You've just spent a month where essentially you probably haven't been making money, you haven't been selling this, you probably haven't been doing pre-sales or anything like that, and because you've been in content creation mode. So one of the risks that people tend to run is that they get a little bit scared about not knowing if people will buy, but they want that comfort that it's ready so that when someone does buy, that it's kind of ready to go. I've been in this boat before, and it's kind of scary because we tie up a lot of our emotional well-being, we tie a lot of our mental real estate into hanging our hat often on the fact, or the hope and the wing and a prayer that somebody is going to buy this course of ours. Now, if you don't make sales when you go and launch it, what happens? Well, self-doubt kicks in. We start questioning our pricing model. We start questioning the delivery model. We start questioning the audience. We start questioning our content. We start questioning how we're positioning it. We can often then start getting really worried about what that actually means for us, for our professional reputation. I mean, how do you go out to market and say, hey guys, come and buy my thing? No one has bought it. No one has opted in for my thing. It can create this whole sense of shame and failure and all of that stuff when honestly we can avoid that. So what I want to share with you today is my philosophy around how to do this in a way that almost guarantees you that you are not going to be spending time creating something that people don't want or won't buy. I mean, you might have the best idea on the planet, but if you can't sell it, then it doesn't really matter, right? It doesn't really matter what it is that you've got, how great it is, how amazing it is, how cool the graphics are, how amazing the slides are, how brilliant the photos are that you've put in there, how much you've spent on the membership side and everything like that. If you can't sell it, then it's been a really great learning, but one that's quite expensive. So I want to step you through how to avoid all of this. So what we're looking at today is you've got this awesome idea. We're going to sell it first, then you're going to create it. And one of the things that I did, good morning, Sandy. Hello again. This is something that I did. So I've done this over and over and over again. I did this in 2011 in this business, in 2012, 2013, 2014, 2015, 16, 17, 18, this year. So in fact, I've done it again. So what we want to do first of all is have this idea. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is go, all right, I've got this idea of this course that I want to create. We're not going to spend time creating it yet though, all right? We're just gonna have this idea. Now, usually what I would do is get out what I do is I go out and buy, I'll go to Officeworks or Coles or Woolworths or like whatever, Office Store, Office Choice, something like that, and go and buy 2 of those really brightly colored notebooks. Actually, let's go for a walk. How's this? Lucky we're going live, so you're just gonna get a bit of a tour of my house, kinda. I'm gonna hop in my office and I wanna show you specifically what I do so that you can see. I like to have things, I was talking to my clients earlier today, saying that I really like to have things in my hands when I'm explaining something. So we're gonna do that, all right. Hopefully we'll get the framing of this right without you needing to look down my top. So that would be really helpful because that's awkward.com. All right, so the first thing that I would do if I were you, so this is an example from a course that I was creating in 2016. So I go and buy 2 of these big books that have got the sections in them, right? And I sit there, first of all, I do it on a single piece of paper. It's like, all right, well, how do I need to step people through this initially? And then what I do for each section is one module. Okay, so I map it all out first and foremost. So this was Ignite Your Business in 2016. And then, because it goes for 8 modules, I've got the second book that's got the other modules in it and the outline for the 2-day event. So whenever I run these online courses in this kind of way, lost my piece of paper, I always run a live 2-day training event that really takes things up to the next level. So in each of these sections, I go, all right, so if the first module is around foundations, what do I need to deliver in order for that to be done? So I just start writing notes about what it's going to look like so that I know when it comes time to actually get it created and start marketing it, that I've got an idea of how it's all going to flow. Does that make sense, everyone, to start with? Please just let me know. Just needed to get rid of that halo light above my head because it's a bit crazy. All right, let me know if that makes sense first and foremost. So, step 1, we're getting everything outlined, okay? Because that is going to serve 2 purposes. Number 1, it's actually going to help you with your marketing. Because if you don't know what it is that you're actually selling before you create it, then, you're kind of living out there in no man's land. So we get it all written out, not creating it yet, but outlining what it is that you want to do. The next thing that we're going to take a look at is what are the problems that I am solving through this course or through this whatever it is that you're doing. Now, the same strategy gets applied when you are building out your lead magnets or your free things that you're going to give away when you're paying for advertising. All right, so I follow this exact same strategy when I'm giving free things away or when I'm selling courses or selling events, anything like that. So I've done this same thing for Sales and Marketing Spy School that's happening in October. I've got the whole layout done, so I know when it comes to marketing it, I know what I'm actually selling. I know what I'm going to be delivering. So, step 1, we get it all mapped out. Step 2, what are the problems that we are solving throughout the course that you're delivering? And you want to get those listed out. I would really be looking at a minimum of 5 problems that you are solving for people with this course. Get them written out on either a post-it note or an A4 piece of paper, and you are going to put that on the wall, ideally in front of your computer or near your office, or like in your office rather, or somewhere where you can see it all the time. So what are the biggest problems? Then I want you to write out, what are the outcomes that people are going to have as a result of going through this course or training? Is it like they learn how to do lead generation, they know how to do marketing out of this course example for mine, they know all of that, but what does that actually mean? What is the outcome? Well, it means that you've got the complete ability to be completely and totally independent. It means that you're able to generate leads, which means you can make money. It means that you can build out courses, which means that you have location freedom. It gives you more choice, and it gives you all of that stuff, and you know exactly what you need to do, rather than, I was going to say piss farting around. I'm just going to say that because I can't. Flip-flopping around, trying to work out what it is that you're going to do and how it is that you're going to do it. So it gives you structure. So that's the kind of stuff that you need to know as well for your course. What are the outcomes, or your free thing? What are the outcomes? How are people going to feel once they have been through what it is that you want to sell them? Does that make sense, guys? This episode has to be really interactive. So please let me know, either do the little emotional, oh my gosh, my words are failing me today. Do the little, click the buttons, let me know that this is working, or type in and let me know that you're with me. Because that's important for me to know that you are with me. Okay, lovely. Thank you. Thumbs up. What are they? The emoticons. What are they called? Oh, the reactions. It's the reaction things that we're looking for. Okay, cool. So we've got thanks, Catherine. I thought maybe you dropped off. So we've got everything all stepped out. We know the problems that we're solving. Thank you, Sandy. All of the love. Excellent. We know the outcomes that people are going to have as a result of working through your offer or your course or your training or through your consultancy, whatever it is that you're selling, your product, right? Excellent. Type that up. You can make that look pretty if you'd like. Get it up on your wall or on a whiteboard or something like that, so that it is always front and center. Now, what you're going to do is you are going to start your marketing. Usually people go, oh, no, Nicola. And not usually in that higher voice. No, Nicola. I want to go and create all of the modules first so that I've got the confidence that I know what I'm selling. Well, you know what? I wouldn't do that. I would absolutely just go, all right, if you feel like you need to go create the first module, that's fine. But stop there, because I don't want you spending a month creating it without actually making sales. Gerda, your steps work, as I've used it to the letter to great effect. Still thankful for your mentoring. Oh, thank you. Thank you for commenting. I've seen you use this over and over again, so I'm so pleased to have you say that. Thank you. Really grateful. Thanks. So we've got all of that down. Now we're going to start marketing. Now, the beauty of following this process is that now you've got the ideas and some of the structural pieces for your marketing. So for your posts, for your webinars, right? For all of this stuff, because if you've already mapped out the problems that you're solving, which might be overwhelm. So Gerda helps people with private practices, particularly allied health professionals, psychologists, build profitable practices. And the problems that she solves for her people are overwhelm. How do we manage staff? How do I get out of being an employee and start up my own practice? How do I get it to the next level? So overwhelm, not making the money that you want. How do I market and manage within the professional standards? How do I market ethically? That's a really big thing for psychologists and allied health professionals. And how do I still manage my family in the mix of all of this? How do I make more money? How do I talk to the people that I want to be able to work with, right? So there's probably 7 problems right there that, you know, some of Gerda's people would have. So they're all, that forms a lot of the basis for the marketing or for the ads, for the advertising, for the paid advertising. Guys, it also forms a big chunk of your structure for your webinars, for the guides that you might put out that you're going to use in order to get people interested in your stuff, right? We're not selling your course yet, right? We've got to find out if people are even interested. So we talk about the problems that people are having. Then we're going to say, so, you know, if you're experiencing this set of problems, like I used in Gerda's example, and you want to have freedom, you want to have lifestyle, you want to be like Gerda and go for a run every morning and take photos and be smiling and happy and run a business from anywhere and be off-site while your practice manager manages your practice so that you can go and do the things that you love to do. So you've got freedom, choice, flexibility, lifestyle, money, you know, financial return. Just because you're a psychologist doesn't mean you have to be broke. So if you want those outcomes, then you can go and download my free thing, come and attend my webinar, come and do whatever. So those points form your webinar content, they form your advertising content, they form your free thing content. It also gives you, if we think about the launch process and timeline that I stepped you through last week, it gives you blog ideas. It gives you ideas for articles. It gives you ideas for posts. It gives you ideas for a video training series. It gives you all of this content that you spend one time doing, and then you've got mass application. So we start talking to people. We get people interested in your webinar. And then we say, hey, like if you'd like some help with this, then I'm putting together this course or I'm running a course. Here's the kicker. It is I think it's the 19th of June today. I'm not good with dates. I know it's Tuesday because we're live at 11 on a Tuesday, so I know it's Tuesday. I think it's the 19th. So Tuesday the 19th of June, if we're in Australia, right? It's the 18th of June if you're in the States or in the UK. I think it's still the UK if we're 12 hours, is that right? Yeah, so still at night, Monday night. So what we start to do is we say, so I've got this really awesome course. It's starting on the 15th of July, or it's starting on the 1st of August, right? So we future date the start time. Now what can happen, so it's the 19th of June, so there's maybe 6 weeks till the 1st of August, right? We can start selling this course now and say, look, you know what? I know that it's still 6 weeks away, but hey, we're going to put you through a pre-work course or some emails to get you moving, right? Or you might do a couple of one-on-one sessions depending on the volume of people who enroll. So you can actually use those 6 weeks to your advantage, sell the benefit of having a 6-week delay on your training course commencing. So it's going to give us time to do your planning. We'll do some mentoring. We'll make sure that you're ready to go come the 1st of August. And what you can do, guys, this is what I do. I have 3 or 4 emails set up to go out every week. If we're starting now and buying now and not starting till the 1st of August. I've got emails that go out every week between now and the start of August so that people are moving. So I give them some books to read. I tell them, I take them through a planning training. I get them to go and do some interviews. So there's things that I get people to do within that gap of time that you can model for your people as well, right? So I'm going to put you through this pre-work series that's going to come out to you via email, and then on the 1st of August we're going to go live, and we get your training happening every week for the next 8 weeks. So let's just rewind a bit and come back for a step. Good morning, Joe. Nice to see you. Catherine said, well, that just sounds smart. Oh, thanks. It works. So when we come back to it, we've got your, let's say that you're doing this on a webinar, all right? Just because that way I can be really specific. So we're running a webinar, we make your offer, and we're talking about this course or program or event or whatever it is that's happening on the 1st of August. In here, when you're talking to them, you've got an 8-week course that you're running, plus they've got 6 weeks of support in the lead up to all of that, right? So you've actually got 6 weeks plus 8 weeks. Now, let's say that you've also got a 2-day event that you might run August, September, say the middle of October, for argument's sake. That gives them from June to July to August to September to October. You're giving them 4 months of training and support throughout all of this time. And what that does is that adds massive value to them, to you. This is not just some bullshit quick in and out thing where you just got to go turn it on and work through at your own pace. Like, I'm with you every step of the way. Okay, so if you're positioning it in that way, number one, it helps you feel better about what you're selling. It helps you to really be firm in the value of what it is that you're selling, and it makes them feel really supported, because nobody wants to go through an 8-week thing and be like all on their own and go like, okay, what do I do now? Okay, so does all of that. Now, the other really awesome thing, if you follow this process, is that also means that you've got people enrolling, like we're assuming that they're buying, and you keep selling over the next 6 weeks. That buys you time to then go and create your course, right? And you're being paid to do it. And this is where the power of this comes in. So you're being paid to create your course because you've already got students enrolled. If people don't enroll, then guess what? You are not going to create your course. You are not going to spend the time doing it. It gives you the flexibility to maybe change the name of it, or change based on the feedback from what you're doing in terms of marketing and the conversations you're having. You might actually add modules in, or take modules out, or change your marketing. You might be able to shift your approach. Instead of, I call mine at the moment, it's a secret agent accelerator program, because everything is based around spies and spy school and, you know, aliases and costume changes and all of that kind of fun, dramatic type stuff. So it gives you the chance to be able to change things and adapt the course content based on the market feedback. Does that make sense, everyone? Please let me know. And if you've got questions about this, please type them in. As you can probably see, I get really excited and really passionate about this. So let me know that this is making sense. I'm going to have a swig of coffee. Good morning, Helen. I think you joined right as I was guzzling coffee. Oh, awesome. Thanks, Gerda. Excellent. Glad this is making sense. Okay. So the other really brilliant thing that, hi Ellen. The other brilliant thing that I love about this process and doing things in this way is that even if you didn't spend the next 6 weeks creating the content, so long as you are 1 week in advance of your people, that's all that matters. Because your people don't care whether you've got the whole course sitting there ready to go, because you can then drip feed it out. Or what I do, I deliver my trainings live. So if you're in an 8-week course with me, for example, we might hook up on a Monday at 10 a.m. and I'm delivering the training live, so I don't pre-record it. That's one way I've delivered. Other ways that I've delivered have been where I'm like, okay, cool, we've got module 2 going live next week. We've just done module 1. Shit, I better go and create module 2. The other great thing about that is that based on the people that you've got in your course, if you're doing a high touch point type of delivery, which I prefer to do because I like getting my heads inside every single person's business that I work with, I really can then make sure that what I'm putting into the course for week 2 really makes sense and is going to resonate and tweak in need the stuff that I deliver in that second week, and then in the third, and then in the fourth, and so on and so forth. Even though I'm still working through this. The other thing it gives me the ability to do then, and it'll give you the ability to do, if something else comes up kind of out of left field. So some of you may or may not know that I also do a lot of energy work for clients of mine. And I might be running this course, for example, and I might have something that comes up and I'm like, oh my gosh, these people really need to hear about, this happened on the call this morning. You guys really need to hear about soul specializations. So I might run a bonus training on soul specializations. Or in the 2-day event, I can really tailor what I'm doing in there based on the interactions that have happened throughout that 8-week process, throughout the delivery of the course and through the delivery of the program. So that's how we apply that with a paid course or a paid consultancy or a paid training or something like that. But essentially what that does is it means that you're getting paid to create. And what that does for you is that it saves you time, it saves your mindset, in order for you to be able to make sure that this is actually saleable and commercially viable before you go and create it. Now, some things that can happen. I love talking to people. I love enrolling people. I love all of that. I find creating slides mind-numbingly boring. I hate it. I really, really loathe and detest it. So I like to do, for me, like the fun stuff is around talking to people, making sales, doing the planning sessions, getting my head inside their brains. Now that's the stuff that I love to do. So I tend to keep doing that as much as I can. And then it's like, all right, I've got to create the slides. I've got to make sure that I've got a very clear mental white space for me to be able to then get in and do all of that. So if I know that I've got half a dozen people to deliver to, that helps me with going, okay, this is a trade-off. I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to spend some time researching some different images or different slide decks or whatever. Does that help, guys? Ladies, men, people, does that help? Does this make sense? How do you feel about trying this? Most people, or most clients of mine, when I'm talking to them about this stuff, the reaction is usually vomit in their mouth. It is usually not, it doesn't usually, the reaction is not normally, oh wow, this is awesome, let's go do that. It's usually, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do that because I like a sense of certainty. So that's one set of reactions. The other set of reactions are like, okay, well, yeah, okay, I can do this. This makes complete sense. I think, Catherine, you said earlier that this makes sense. Like, it's kind of smart. Why would you want to go and make a brand new car, a brand new design of a brand new car, if you don't know if anybody else is actually even going to buy one? You know, it'd be crazy to go and invest all of that time and money in production if you don't know that the market is going to be receptive. So that's the selling part. I just wanted to walk you briefly through the marketing part and how to use this same formula in your advertising and your marketing with your lead generation and things like that. So if when you are thinking, all right, I've got to go out and get some new clients. I know I need to build my email list. I know I need to find my people, build my tribe, whatever language it is that you're doing, whatever language it is that you use. Sometimes people can get very caught up in, oh, I've got to go and create a new lead magnet. I've got to go and create and spend time filming videos and building landing pages and building delivery pages and building out the forms and all of that type of stuff, right? And if you haven't been experienced in lead generation before or doing paid advertising before, this is kind of like it's a really big learning curve. there are lots of moving parts that come to paid advertising, and you guys have been around, a lot of you have been around for long enough now that you know we are not paying for boosting posts. We are not giving Facebook or LinkedIn or Google money for visibility. The only time we pay Facebook or any of those other companies, the only time that we're investing in that is in order to generate a lead. That is the only time I want you spending money. So don't go boosting posts. Don't do any of that. Jumping off soapbox. So we're paying to generate a lead. Now, the challenge here is that most people want to go and build out a really beautiful PDF, and they want to make things perfect, and they want to get the videos just right, and they know that they've got this big beast that they kind of need to build, and that can become overwhelming. It's a really excellent form of self-sabotage if you spend the next month trying to create something for free in order to be able to get some paid advertising happening. But the same kind of risk applies with the paid courses to free marketing, or like free things that we're giving away, right? What if you go and spend a month building out the best damn 4-part video series that you have ever created in your life, and what if it falls flat on its face? What if people don't opt in? What if you can't get the advertising right? What if it just, for whatever reason, it misses the mark and you go and invest all of this money and you can't make it work? You've lost a month of time while you've been creating the free thing. You've lost money on advertising. You've lost money in lost sales, right? So what do we do in order to avoid that? Well, you'll apply the similar theory, the similar strategy to the paid program. The first thing you're going to do is grab out a piece of paper and go, all right, what is the free thing that I think my audience are going to need from me? So it might be how to style your home to sell. It might be from open house to sold in less than 30 days. It might be the Healthy Girl's Guide to having more energy. It could be 3 steps to curing adrenal fatigue. You know, I'm thinking about health coaches or things like that. So you might go, all right, cool. So I've got 3 or 4 different ideas of things that I could give away for free that are going to solve the problems. Because remember, we've already done the work on the problems. We talked about that right at the start of this call. So we've got the problems. We know we need to answer those in these things. And it's really just the names of the brainstorming of the free things that we're kind of changing. So it could be, like a dinner for 5 in less than 30 minutes. I don't know. Whatever, depending on your industry, will depend on what you give away for free. Now, I don't want you spending all the time in the world going and creating it. In your ad copy, because we're going to pay for advertising, you will put in there something along the lines of, do you hate cooking? Do you just hate it when you step into the kitchen? I would be talking to me, right? I'd be saying, doesn't it suck going into the kitchen at 6 o'clock at night, opening up the fridge, looking, waiting for inspiration to jump out of the fridge and hit you in the head? And then you go to the pantry and it's like, what am I going to cook? Why do I have to feel so inspired every time? Why is it always up to me? Why, blah, 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 blah. I hate cooking. I am putting together, like if that sounds like you and you want to feel in control, planned, and so that when you walk into that kitchen, you know exactly what's on the menu, you know exactly what's happening, you know exactly what to cook, right? If you would love that, so there's no more stress, no more overwhelm, I'm like, yes, I need that. The key here is I am putting together a free guide and I would love to send it to you when it's completed, okay? So we're telling people in there that it is not finished yet, okay? So this is how we test the market. I'm putting together this free guide. I'd really love to send it to you when it's finished. You can register here. Give them the link, send them to a landing page, and when people start registering, guess what you're going to do? You're going to go and create the free thing, okay? Now, one thing that you will need to do if you're going to follow this process is in the first email that people receive once they've opted in for that, but because you've said, I'm putting the finishing touches on it, I'll send it to you as soon as it's done. In the first email autoresponder that you send to them that usually says, hey, congratulations, here's the free guide to reducing stress and overwhelm in the kitchen. Then in there, you are going to, in the email, say, hey, Catherine, you're the last person to comment. Hey, Catherine, thank you so much for requesting my free guide, how to reduce stress and overwhelm in the kitchen. As mentioned, I am just putting the finishing touches on it. It'll be through to you in the next couple of days. Thanks for your patience, Nicola. That's how I would do it. Now, if you have got any other marketing collateral or blogs or articles or Facebook Lives that you can send them to, you can say, in the meantime, go and check out my website. There is a ton of content up there that will help you. Or go and have a look at my Facebook page. I've got all of these videos. Just go here. So you don't have to have that free thing created straight away until you've got people opting in, right? Is this making sense, everyone? Please let me know. And I'm going to have another mouthful of coffee. Lovely. Thanks, Helen. So, a bit like with your paid courses, if no one gives you their name and email address for that thing for free, then you're not going to invest time creating it. You'll go back, you'll tweak the language, you'll have a look at the audience, you'll manage the ad statistics and everything like that, and then you'll make the decision, okay, yep, that's working. So how's this? I got a message on Saturday from a lady who I worked with for about 12 months, and I think I last saw her in February last year. She came along to an extraction with me, a boot camp. It was a 5-day retreat. We did all the business things. It was so much fun and awesome. It was all things awesome. And she had some stuff that she needed to deal with last year, and they moved and changed jobs and yada, yada, yada. She sent me a message on Facebook on Saturday saying, oh my gosh, I needed to share this with somebody who got it. I just need to let you know that my email leads are at 97 cents, right? She said, I'm spending $5 a day. I've spent about $100, and I've just made my first $3,800 sale. I was like, yes, that is freaking awesome. So proud of her. But last year, when she was testing, giving away whatever free thing that she was testing out, and then things changed and happened, like she wasn't generating leads that cheaply, right? So it was a matter of her testing, measuring, tweaking, trying to find out what worked, right? So that's the thing that you've got to remember. It's about testing, measuring, adjusting, and not spending a whole bunch of time creating something that you may not even be able to give away for free, right? And then particularly with your courses, even more important. Alrighty, so that's my little sermon today on making sure that you sell it before you create it, with some caveats. So to summarize, and if you have questions about how you might apply this into your business, can you please type them in and let me know? I would really love to answer them for you. As you guys know, I am completely committed to giving you as much value as I can, specifically through these particular episodes. So in summary, what we need to do is map out, first of all, what you think you want to sell or what you want to give away for free. You need to determine what the problems are that your audience have that you are going to solve for them with your content, okay? Then I want you to map out and document what are the outcomes, how are they going to feel as a result of working through all of your stuff, whether it's the free thing or whether it's a paid thing. And then you're going to go, all right, what do I need to do? How do I need to market this? Which is where the free thing comes in. All right. that's pretty much it. And then when you've got someone who buys, then you're like, okay, I'm entering into it. And what I call this, I did this towards the end of 2012. I launched, because I tapped out of one-on-one clients. I could not fit one more one-on-one client in 2012. And I started selling 8-week courses in November 2012. And I started selling it in November 2012, and I started delivering that 8-week course on the first week of February, whatever the date was, of 2013. And I remember that I was selling. I was running webinars. I had a pile of leads, like literally that high from the paid advertising that I'd been doing, that I was working through and calling and chatting to people about it. And it was really like the golden era of Facebook ads. It wasn't particularly competitive back then, and it was really kind of fun. But I remember that first week of February, or the week before the first week of February, I'm like, oh my gosh, I've got to get module 1 done. I've got to get module 1 created. And then the way that I do it, I've got the PowerPoints, I've got transcriptions, I've got audio files, there's worksheets, there's templates, like it's a whole, like you get everything. There's like manuals, there's a whole thing that people get. And I called that very first 8-week program that ran through all of February and all of March, it was like the 8 weeks of hell. I was ringing people to get them enrolled into the next program, right? So I had the next round of that program starting in April. So I was selling, I was delivering, I was doing Q&As, and I was still creating. It was so full on. And I wouldn't recommend that you necessarily do things in that way, because it was just bedlam. So I wasn't selling on webinars really at that point. It was more picking up the phone and calling people. So my days were really full. So I would definitely sell before you create though. And then you've got this beautiful thing where you've got a group of people going through the same course all at the same time, all experiencing the same things, learning the same stuff. There's this really incredible bond that gets created with those people. And they've got a distinct start date and a distinct finishing date, which is really great. Then you know that for like April, May, you're running the next round. And then you might take June off and go July, August, and then September, October, and then November, December. So you can have this constantly being enrolling. You can constantly enroll people in this course that you've created. And if you can sell it once, you can sell it again. I can promise you that. The first sale that you make, it's like, yes, that is the external validation. Awesome, I've got this. Let's go find me some more people that I can help. Yeah? Awesome. All right, a big ask from me to you today, please. Please let me know if this has helped you. What has been like have you had a big light bulb moment this week? Have you had a big light bulb moment today? What one thing have you taken away from today's episode that you are going to do something with? Like, that's my big ask for you guys today. I love doing these. As you know, like, I think you can see that I get excited about it, and I do this all day, every day if I could. So let me know if this has helped. If this is stuff that you want to learn more specifically and more in detail, then come and hang out with me in October for 4 days at Sales and Marketing Spy School. This is the kind of stuff that we're working through with how to really implement this into your businesses and make your lives a lot easier from a marketing perspective. So that Gerda said, this is the stuff that she uses multiple times. I don't think that was the exact words, but over again for results. So if you want to come and hang out, that'd be really awesome. And if not, that's cool too. Next week, just don't mind me, just being very dropping off camera for a second. Comments in here. Let's see. Gerda, very generous. Thanks, Nicola. Oh, that's my pleasure. Thank you. Really helpful. Oh, and Gerda said, I sure have. Yeah, it's awesome. All right. So guess what? Next week is episode number 10, which is the end of season 3 for Unstoppable Entrepreneur or Becoming Professionally Famous Online, which is completely ridiculous. And I know there was 1 week that I didn't go live for a whole bunch of different reasons. So we've been going, this season's been going for nearly 3 months, which is completely insanely awesome. Next week, what I want to share with you is a bit about what my week looks like what's a day in the life of Nicola look like. Some of the big questions or the big comments that I get, and this is from clients as well, is I don't know how you fit it all in, Nicola. And some days I don't know how I fit it all in either. So I'd really love to help you, if that is helpful for you, just let you know what my normal day looks like and how I work through my day, as well as some of the thinking, because I think that's probably a really critical part. Is what does my thinking look like as I progress through the day, and how do I reprioritize? How do I deal with stuff that comes up and that type of thing? So that's what we'll be doing next week. To let you know as well, we've got our coffee runs at 9 a.m. every morning. So they're all in like clockwork, rocks in the diary. They don't stop. So tomorrow is Q&A Wednesday. So when you're either listening to the recording, or if you walk away and you're like, oh, I wish I could ask Nicola that, ask me. There are no holds barred, guys. I just want to help you become as successful as you can be, and just, help, kind of get out there. I feel like a mother bird pushing her little babies out of their nest, going just go, you can do it. So any questions that you have, please let me know. Q&A Wednesday tomorrow at 9 a.m. right here. Thursday is a how-to day. I don't know what we're talking about yet, but whatever needs to come up will come up, because that's what happens. And Friday is Celebration Insight Day. So that's me for today. Have a rocking Tuesday afternoon. I'm going to go and get my eyes tested, because I think they've gotten worse. Doesn't make me very happy. Have a really awesome afternoon, everybody. Take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.